Silent Night, Lesson 2, No Singing. We're going to be learning the melody and chord embellishments. Hey, it's Bob Harris here. This channel is all about finger picking for beginners. And if you like what you hear today, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button right here at any time. So let me go ahead and play for you right now what we're going to learn in this lesson today. All right, so go ahead and download the sheet music and the tablature right there. Click on that button. I'm going to start out with teaching this for true intermediates. That means that you know how to read tablature, you know your way around the guitar a little bit, and you can play different chords. But we're also going to learn some new chord embellishments as well. Here's the standard sheet music with the tablature and the notes. But what the tablature and the notes don't tell you is which fingers to use, all right, on the right hand. And it also doesn't tell you, at least with the tablature, doesn't tell you when to play. So I want to show you this. This is hieroglyphics here. No, this is the counting. The song is in 3/4 time. So this is telling you when to play the tablature notes. So for example, on beat 1 of measure 1, we're playing this line right down here, okay? And then the next note, this note right here, comes in on the and of 2, all right, with our middle finger and open first string. 3, the third beat of the measure, we pluck the second string 3 frets up with our index finger. And I just want to show you one more thing. I've also included a chord chart diagram. Each one of these chords represents the first beat of each measure. So this is measure 1, measure 2, measure 3, measure 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. And that's just a nice reference. These green dots right here are which strings we're plucking on the right hand, okay? So hopefully you know how to read a chord diagram. And this all corresponds to this sheet music right here. All right, so let me go ahead and play this song really slow for you. I think a lot of you are going to be able to pick this up with just watching this and following along with the sheet music. 2 and 3 and... All right, so to break this down, we're going to start with the chords first. Now, if you recall, each one of these chords is the very first beat of each measure. So this is measure 1, this is measure 2, measure 3, and measure 4. And as an example, once again, if we go to the sheet music, we could see that this is the chord that we're playing in measure 1, okay, and it's the very first beat. Measure 2 is also a chord on the very first beat. In fact, every one of these measures starts out with a chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and... So now these two-note chords, the low notes are the bass notes that we're playing, and every one of these top notes is a melody note. So with these chords right here, we're not hearing any of the other melody notes, but I'm sure if you just follow along and play those chords, you can hear that this is the very first beat melody notes with the chord for every measure. All right, so if you're having any problems picking up the chord forms when I'm playing them, you can always refer to this chord chart right here that you have. You should have downloaded this. One thing I want to point out right here is on this D chord here, this number 5 means it's 5 frets up on the first string, and then of course the number 2 on the third string is your second finger, and that happens to be 7 frets up, and then your third finger on the second string, okay? And this is a form of a D chord, and we're playing it with these fingers. I recommend using these fingers for these chords because it's going to be awfully tough if you change the fingers around and then you try to get this melody, all right? So let's go ahead and do the melody and the chords next, and we're going to leave out the pickup notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and... So the best way to learn how to fingerpick this song, the melody and the chords at the same time, is we want to start out with learning the chords first, and that's really important. So you start with that, and after you feel like you have the chord forms down, what you want to do is you want to start practicing the song, but only practice 4 measures at a time. Don't try to rush through the whole song. And then what you want to do is you want to take out the metronome, or if you have an online metronome, go ahead and pull that out. And you want to go ahead and practice those chord changes, just the chords now, at a very slow speed. After we're done with learning the chords and you can play the chords smoothly, what you're going to want to do is add the melody notes. And I will underline go slow. And then after you have that done, finally you go ahead and try adding the pickup notes to the song. All right, so there you have it, Silent Night. I have a question for you. Was this too hard? Was this too easy? What's your thoughts on this? If you can comment below in the comments area, I would love to hear from you. I know a lot of you guys, this is probably a little bit over your level right now, but we're going to get them for next year, all right? So I don't want you to worry, but I would like you to try some of this out just to see what it feels like to be able to play the melody and the chords at the same time. And hopefully you know how to read tab. So anyway, one last thing. My wife's cancer fund, if you'd like to donate to that, I would love if you could do that. That would be so nice of you. All right, take care. God bless. See you soon. Peace and happy picking. We'll see you in the next video.